Welcome back to Mike's Garage. Another video on my 2012 A8. This time it's for one of the two horns not working. I actually noticed it driving home one night and something ran out, a deer or something. I tried to honk the horn and that's when I noticed it did not quite sound right. I'm not sure how that sounded on camera, but from inside the car with the windows up, it sounded like a little bicycle horn. Through the service manual, which is, in my case, is just a all data DIY subscription, I discovered that the horns are very accessible from under the hood. So no need to get underneath it or lift it up. Grab the this little hole here. You can just lift up on this front cover, releases some clips, and then this whole piece slides forward. And then here are the two horns. The passenger side is that's what they call the high note, and this is the low note, and this is the one that's just defective. Troubleshooting is pretty easy, especially with two horns. I determined which one is bad. So driver's side is bad, and then disconnected this horn, moved over to this known working good connector. Still no sound. I then took the passenger side horn, moved it to the driver's side, connected it up, and it worked the same as over here. So that was a quick way to confirm that the wiring, the connector, and everything's good, and 100% confirmed that the horn itself is bad. Underneath the connector is the wonderful Audi connector that's not always easy to get off, but I'll show it once I take it off, but kind of pry more back this way than up, and it releases the clip. So as you pry backwards, it releases the catch on here, but it's underneath in both cases. It's a 113mm nut. Hold on to the horn when you do this, because otherwise it will drop down. It is really rusty, they both are. So these must be fairly exposed to the elements. Alright, so here's my pair of eBay horns. It does matter which side you put them on for the purpose of the connector. As the horn faces down, this connector has to point this way. If you try to put it over here, the connector is not going to reach. So you can't get them mixed up. Push it back in. The orientation is obviously, the horn kind of facing down towards the front of the car. Don't know if this is a really common issue on these cars, but I could not find a single video on YouTube on how to change these, so that's part of why I'm doing this. Connect them. I suggest reconnecting one at a time just for testing purposes. I've already done that, so I know both of these used horns work fine. That sounds much better. One last note for testing, and you may or may not already know this. For whatever reason, this year A8, the horns will not work unless the ignition is on. Not sure why. Any other car I've ever owned or worked on, the horns work with the key out, ignition off. For some reason, this car requires the ignition to be on. So, horns tightened up, connectors on. Line up the little slots. Just wiggle this backwards until you see the clips line up. Just verify all the clips went into place and that this is flush all the way across. You don't want the hood to come down to this if it's not sitting up. Anyways, that's it. Very simple job to do in this car. Just because of where they put the horns, they were very accessible. Anyway, thanks for watching.